What's good, people? My name's Ethan, property entrepreneur based in South London. And today I'm going to be taking you through the figures of my latest project. I'm stood here, and as promised in my last YouTube video, I said I'll go through all the figures and the profit that we made on this. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you head over to my channel and take that one in. Now, today I'm going to be doing a what went well and an even better if for this project. It's one that I am very proud of, but as you know, there's always things that you can improve on. So starting off with the purchase price, as you guys would have remembered in my last couple of videos, we purchased this 1-bedroom Victorian conversion flat for £314,500. So some people would say expensive, some people would think that's quite cheap. I purchased this based on the fact that I knew I had the potential and the value could definitely be added due to the configuration of the property. So that was £314,500 for the purchase price. And then it was £15,000 that came in all for the stamp and legal fees. So just to know, I am rounding this up to the nearest whole number for simplicity, so that it's easier to follow and easier to understand. So that is a total of £15,000 for the stamp and legal fees. And then we came in at £33,000 for our refurb. That was eaten into my initial 30k budget, but definitely what we added to the property and the saleability it gave to the property was definitely worth it. So that's £33,000 on the refurb. And then it was another £10,000 on the cost of finance. So all in all, we came in at around £372,500. And that was the total cost of acquiring the property, purchasing the property, refurbing the property to be able to increase the total value. And on the back end on it, as I mentioned in my last video, after literally just 3 viewings and 5 days on the market, I was able to achieve £10,000 over asking price. And the price that I was able to achieve was £410,000. So £410,000 was the GDV and the sale value. And with the total cost of the total project at £372,500, you're looking at around pre-tax £37,500 profit. For me, for the time it took to execute the property and my level of involvement, I was quite happy with that, being able to achieve that, especially in the market that we are today. Purchasing this property, my initial valuation and analysis was based on a GD and end value of between 400 to 425. I know in the stronger markets, I definitely would have achieved the 425, but in this current market and the conditions that we are in, 410, I am definitely happy with that. We actually went onto the market at £410,000. So I had 3 separate agents coming to value the property. All of them did say it would be between 400, 415, but in a strong market, it would have been easily 425. So at 410, I was definitely happy to be able to achieve that after just 3 viewings. Some would say, why didn't you wait longer? And why didn't you leave it longer on the market? You might have got a buyer that could have given you the 425,000 if you only got that after 3 days. But my full process behind that was the buyer that I did have has got a very strong profile, and they're in rental accommodation, and they're also just as motivated as I am to get the sale completed. So looking at those circumstances of that buyer, I didn't want to risk losing a strong, confident buyer who's putting down more than 10%. So they've got a good 15% deposit, a good job, pay slips for history and everything. They had been well vetted by the estate agent already. So looking at that profile and their ability to complete the sale, I definitely wanted to get it gone as soon as possible. So I took and I accepted the offer at £410,000. So total profit of £37,500. Am I happy with that? Yes, I am, for the time and the level of involvement. Is this the best that you could achieve on a 1 to 2 bedroom conversion? Definitely not. And that's because we didn't hit the main 3 points. So when I look at this, I look at it as a triple threat. The first one is low lease extension. Then you have your reconfiguration. Then you have your refurbishment. So there's 3 points where you can be increasing and forcing the appreciation of the property. So we was able to only hit 2 out of 3, which isn't too bad, which was the reconfiguration part and the refurbishment part. I actually bought this on a long lease, so there was no value to be added there. on one of my previous projects, as you guys would have seen on my YouTube channel as well, I was able to hit the nail on all 3 points. There was the significant difference in the profits in this 1 to 2 bedroom strategy. So being able to hit the nail on all 3 points, the triple threat essentially allows you to maximize your profit margins in projects like these. So now moving on to the what went well. So my first point for what went on well on this project is it was essentially completely hands off for me. My project manager was in place and liaising with both the neighbors, the separate contractors, building control, and other stakeholders involved in this project. So essentially, I didn't have to do much. The only thing that I did have to do was order the second fixtures. So a lot of the headache was taken off my back, which I definitely appreciated. And building that relationship with my team has allowed me to see these benefits. So that is definitely my number 1 point for what went well. Because in the previous projects I've been able to do, I've also been running around like a headless chicken, and it gets really stressful. So number 1, it was completely hands off for me, and all I had to do was buy the nice looking things. And the second thing that went well on this project was the finishing. Just from little things like the painting around the sockets, to the tiling, the grouting, and the flooring, and just all those little things and details is something that I can definitely be able to sell this in a market and be very confident and proud of. So the finishing, yes, is number 2, is on there with what went well. And it's something that I'll be able to, with good communication, be able to keep on improving and upping the standards. Point number 3 of what went well is the budget management. Despite going 10% into our contingency, I'm very proud of it didn't go any more because of the types of products and the finishing we was able to achieve within that project, within the budget. I was very happy with. And the key thing to doing that is being able to source our materials properly and ahead of time. So big thanks to my project manager again, who spent time to be able to make sure we source our products across platforms like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Amazon, and just using our network to essentially get the best deals for products. Because there's things like, our taps and our sinks and things like that. In a normal market or at, a retail price, we'd be paying a significant amount more for it. But we didn't do that. We used network, Facebook Marketplace, and we was able to get them for significantly cheaper. So yeah, I'm definitely happy about our budget. And during this refurb as well, we was able to manage the budget in ways where when costs were rising in some areas and I had other ideas, I knew I needed to compromise to ensure that the budget kind of leveled out and we didn't go too overboard with our £30,000 budget. So 10% over, I'm not crying, I'm quite happy with, because obviously that contingency would have been accounted for. So essentially maintaining within the whole budget and contingency, I'm definitely happy. And that is something that definitely did go well. Lastly, what was the biggest positive for me about this project as the developer is how quick it sold. So 5 days on the market, only 3 viewings, and £10,000 over asking price. I can't complain too much, especially in a market like this. That was my biggest what went well in this project. Now, moving on to the even better ifs. And this list can always go on for ages. Despite where you're at and what level you're at, there's always something you can definitely improve. And the number 1 for me is ordering my second fixtures a lot earlier, because not taking into account delays and things getting delivered wrong and wrong items getting delivered, this pushes back schedule. Like by 1 day can turn into 2 weeks, and it certainly did on this project. I ordered radiators. One of the radiators were wrong. It had to be collected before we go reorder a new one, which delayed us by, it was only a 1 day delay or 2 days delay, because what I did is I just ordered a new one and then sent it back. But the plumbers not being able to finish the job on that day delays us for an extra week, because they then weren't available again for the next week or so. So we weren't be able to install the radiators, which then delays the flooring going down and delays the whole schedule of work. So definitely even better if I order my second fixtures a lot earlier and have my design finalized beforehand, therefore that I can just order it as soon as we are ready and ahead of time, so that when the contractors are in, they can get straight to work. Number 2, even better if the market was stronger. I know that's something that's completely out of my control, but how could I not add it to the list? Because when in the time where I got this offer accepted, when the market was at its strongest, it'd be even better if I sold it when it was in an even stronger market. And that's nothing I can do about it, but it's definitely something that does bother me, because I know in a good market, 425 plus is what I would have reached, what I would have achieved. And the profit margins, 37 could be looking a lot more like 47, 57. But that's something I can't complain, but I'm just happy I'm able to build a good product where it can still sell in this market. And another thing that I could have done better on this project is sticking to an error. So I'm not sure if everyone would realize, so I did try and keep original feature. So for example, this COVID partition bit here, I'm not sure if you'd be able to see it, but that is a feature I decided to keep. So when I did have other developers coming onto my project, they did say that there was a mixture of error. If you're going to keep original features like that, make sure that everything else that you do implement is to do that same Victorian era. So for example, my radiators are designer radiators, and I had LED pendant lights. So that is a clash of error because I'm mixing the modern style with an older style. So if I'm gonna go for an old theme, I need to stick to that throughout and maybe use like cast iron radiators as opposed to like modern designer radiators, and not having that clash of error. It's something very small and not many people would have realized, but once understanding that, I knew straight away where I went wrong and how I can be able to better that to make sure my interior design is consistent throughout the whole project. And lastly, another thing, even better if, is definitely, apart from this chimney hood, which I do wish I had kept it in a unit or I designed it to be in a unit because it annoys me a little bit, that's fine. But another thing is, even better if I checked my products on delivery. So instead of having to, you know, a contractor comes in, they go to install something, realizing it's the wrong size. If I'm the person that's receiving the delivery, I should be checking it there and then to make sure it's the correct size and is exactly what I ordered, as opposed to just leaving it to the contractors. That is on me because I just got used to it being completely hands off. So if I had to be here for a delivery, I was simply just opening the door, letting the delivery person place the parcel, and I'd literally just walk straight out instead of checking it. So those are my what went wells and even better ifs for this video. So now I'm going to quickly tell you guys what I'm looking forward to. So in my next couple of videos, showcasing a lot of my other projects with my clients, which I'm really looking forward to. We've got exciting big projects that we've taken on and my new projects that are coming up. So it wouldn't be your usual 1 to 2 bedroom. My focus has slightly shifted. So I'm now looking for more high cash flowing assets. So I'm looking to develop those a bit more, and I'm looking for more partners and investors that are looking to come on board with this journey. I've made so much great relationships and built up my network that I've been able to get this far through, you know, building my own personal brand and social media. And I'm so thankful for that. So thank you to everyone that subscribed to this channel and reshares my content, because it's definitely helped me get where I am today and build the network that I have to move forward onto a lot bigger projects. So I'm looking forward to showcasing you guys all of that. So stay tuned. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube video. Follow me on Instagram at EthanXHammond. All the links will be in the below. And if you want to join my exclusive mastermind, make sure you click the link in this description as well. So stay tuned for more, and I look forward to showing you guys what's next. See ya. Okay.